लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम Namaste to all of you, and for our Western students, today is a Diwali. From tomorrow, our New Year will start. There are festivities going on since 5 days and next 2 days. There's a whole 1 week of festivity. I would like to share something about Diwali and then my message and then the class. In India, it's a religious culture. All our cultural forms have basis in our religion, in Vedas, in our Puranas. There is no secular form for Hindu life. Food habits that this country as a whole was vegetarian, not because of veganism or I am green or whatever, but the country was vegetarian for religious reasons. You see people wearing this type of clothing, dhoti and vastra and this chandanam, etc., is a religious purpose. This is not a beauty. Even ornamenting, earrings, bangles, then all other kinds of ornaments, it is not for beauty, there is a religious perspective. The bathing is also religious. Clothing is also religious. The body is looked upon as an abode of Lord. This is a temple. Deho devalaya prokta. This body is a temple and the Lord resides in this temple called this gross body. And since it's a temple and the Lord is within, ornamentation is offered to the Lord who is within. Bathing is offered to the Lord who is within. Therefore, when a Hindu takes bath, they chant this shloka, looking at the water. Gange Yamune Chaiva, Godavari Saraswati Gange, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri, Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. We invoke Sarve Sarita Samudraha, Tirthani, etc. We invoke all our sacred rivers in that water and then take bath. So invocation is not for myself. Invocation is not to purify the water. Invocation is done because I am going to do Abhisheka on Ishvara, who is there within my body. Bathing, ornamentation, eating, everything is religious. There is no secular. Our dance were religious dances. Whether they were Kathakali or Kuchipudi or Bharatnatyam or Odissi, whatever it may be. They were all purely religious dance. Clothing, as I said, is also religious. And so also all our festivals were religious. There was no secular festival. There were no carnivals that which we have in the Western world. If at all we had, it had a religious implication behind. And the whole culture was religious because the goal of life, the goal of human existence is not only to possess few things or earn money. Goal was moksha. And therefore, Chaturth Ashrama for all the Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Varna, they were division based on the psychological disposition, which were based on psychological composition, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Guna. And there was a division of labor. But the ultimate goal was sannyasa. Ultimate goal was moksha, to discover inner freedom, which is my nature, to own up the fullness, which is myself, to own up total happiness, which is my swarupa. That was a goal, and this religious lifestyle prepared one to gain the goal. The goal is nitya prapta. It is you. But to gain that, that means since it is myself, it is not away, not something to be acquired. There is a veil of ignorance. So one has to work to remove the ignorance. And to address ignorance, you require preparedness of the mind, necessary qualification. I would put it in one word: one should have a matured mind which can own up the knowledge and thereby discover himself or herself to be free. So that was a goal, and that was indirectly achieved by living a Hindu way of life. One becomes mature, emotionally mature and cognitively mature. If I say this in one word, what is emotional maturity? Emotional maturity is objectivity. To take the things, to see the things as they are. And what is a cognitive maturity? Cognitive maturity is clarity about the goal of life, clarity about the end of life, what I really want to achieve, that clarity. And that was achieved through living this life. So all these festivals have religious background. There are different stories and their psychological individual implications. Day before yesterday, it was in vernacular language called Dhanteras. Teras means Trayodasi. In Sanskrit they call it Dhanatrayodashi. A day when they worship puja, do Lakshmi puja, etc. Dhanam means wealth. Nowadays, wealth means only money, fixed assets and liquid assets. The meaning of Lakshmi is not money only. Please note. Lakshmi means Sukham. Not simply rupees, not simply dollars, not simply having some stocks, not simply having some fixed assets of buildings and the lands and things like that. No, Lakshmi means Sukham. And a Grahastha he earns eightfold Sukha. They are called Ashta Lakshmi. Grahastha, a married person, should be rich in eightfold way. And therefore there is Ashtalakshmi temple in Chennai. I don't know how many know what Ashtalakshmi means, but there is a temple. And there are so many people go there temple, offer something and seek some money. That's all they do. But we have lost our heritage wisdom. Lakshmi, as I said, Sukham. And when in North, it is a tradition I have seen, when the puja is over, then the Pandita gives the blessings that may Ashtavidha Lakshmi, may eightfold wealth be there in your home forever. So may you earn, may you gain all the eightfold wealth forever. What are the Ashtalakshmi? Dhana Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Dhairya Lakshmi, Veera Lakshmi, Vijaya Lakshmi, Vara Lakshmi, Graha Lakshmi, and last is Gnana Lakshmi. Eightfold Sukham. Grahasti wants 8 types of Sukham. There is no type of Sukham. As the Atma alone is Sukham. But eightfold manifestation. One is the wealth. Owning the wealth itself gives Sukham. To possess some money gives Sukham. And to have that buying power, it can buy you objects of pleasure, and that is Sukham, Dhana Lakshmi. Then comes Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanya means food, grain. The wealth in terms of food. You may argue with me, Swamiji, if you have money, you can have all the food. Especially in the Western country, there are 100 types of coffee available, 200, 300 types of ice creams available. You just need dollar to buy everything. You don't need, yes, you can buy the food. Buying the food is not Dhanya Lakshmi. Capacity to eat is Dhanya Lakshmi. Most of these successful corporate people after 45 and 50, when I used to take seminars for executives, I always used to describe what is a biography of a successful businessman or executive. It's only 2 sentences. Spend half life, half the working life in earning lot of money and position and power and connections and influence. And then spend the rest of the life in spending those money to regain the health that was lost in the first half. That's how the life goes. Then he has all dry fruits at home, all cheese and butter, and children may enjoy pizzas and everything. But he has to eat only simple 2 chapatis, that too without ghee. He cannot use any butter or cheese and has to use boiled vegetables, dhanyam, lakshmi. And if at all these fellows go out to eat, they are always calculating calories. That's what I've seen in the Western world. Indians are very easy-go-lucky guys. They eat, forget about calorie. Who cares for calorie? Enjoy the food. Dhanya Lakshmi means sukham of eating, capacity to eat and sensitivity to enjoy. You need that mind. One may buy you a coffee in a five-star hotel, but one should have a mind there to enjoy the ambience. One should have mind to enjoy the taste of a coffee. This fellow is a typical hostelite who takes the tea and coffee which is boiled for 10 minutes. All brackish, brownish coffee tea. He cannot enjoy those teas and coffees. You require a tongue, you require a mind, you require a leisure, sensitivity. Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhairya Lakshmi. Dhairya means the capacity to hold myself in adversities. Not to let myself down, not to look down upon myself, not to lose the enthusiasm, not to lose the objectivity, or if I use the word positivity, for my pursuit, and to hold on till I achieve the goal. These obstructions will be there, but not to be cowed down by those obstructions and keep myself as a together person is a dhairya lakshmi. There are different types of dhritis talked about in Gita. The kshatriya, a real warrior, will have a lot of dhairyam when he or she is fighting the battle. There may be wounds all over and all adverse situation, but he will never give up. A successful businessman has a lot of dhairyam in earning money. He'll keep investing and pursuing in spite of obstructions. So there are varieties of dhriti. One should have dhairyam to hold myself together, not to let loose my temper, not to let loose my emotions, not to let loose my actions. That is dhairya lakshmi. Dhana, dhana, dhanya, dhairya, virya, vara. Virya means valor, some strength, not chicken-hearted person. Very heart is strong, never gets no fear relative, fearless heart. Then Vara, some good karmas. One should enjoy some blessings. That not that you always end up with obstruction. Sometimes you get favorable situation. Then Graha Lakshmi. Home is a wealth. Why it is wealth? I would say home is a wealth if it is a home. What is home? In English they say, feel at home. Feel at home means you can be what you are. You can just, without any dress up or without any facade, I can be what I am and I can fall back on the people with whom I live. I can just fall back. I am assured of their love. I am assured of the trust. I am assured of the commitment, of the bond. That gives tremendous relaxation within. That is Griha Lakshmi. The home has to have some puja. Graha is the way there is some prayers being done daily. And Graham, when there is people are given, fed, you just feed people. Atithi Devo Bhava. That is Graham. And all communication is open. Nothing to hide from the people with whom I live. And I give these people with whom I live a freedom to just fall back on me, to tell whatever they feel like to. It's so much so our vision of married life, husband and wife, they are friends. The last vow of the Saptapadi is Sakha Bhava, Sakhi Bhava. When I used to take these children classes regularly, a couple of schools were coming, and we had one whole workshop on friendship. I used to tell in one sentence, friend is an emotional safe deposit locker. All emotional things are shared with the friends, not the parents. They can trust the person totally and they can just undress emotionally, undress psychologically what they are, as they are, and still that person will keep loving. The acceptance is total. That feeling we have to give to our children, our parents, and whole family. That is Graha Lakshmi. Santana also is a Lakshmi. They give sukham, provided they are contributors. Some values, the culture has been transferred, been given, cultural values and ethos are given to children. Their mere presence gives them happiness, parents. When the children in hostel or somewhere, its mother and father want them to be at home. Just spend vacation, be some time with us. Santana Lakshmi, and last is Gnana Lakshmi. The knowledge is wealth. Knowledge in terms of clarity. This knowledge, I would call it wisdom. There are two types of knowledge. One, for a grahastha, one must have wisdom of earning. Because once you get married, you have social responsibilities, family responsibilities, all responsibilities. And to more so in a modern world, to shoulder this responsibility, you need money. So one must learn the wisdom or the knowledge of earning. But then you live life relating to the world outside. You have to relate to your spouse, relate to children, relate to friends, relate to neighbor, and relate to our co-workers in the office, and relate to co-passengers, relate to traffic, so many things. The art of relating, this wisdom of living, how I should look upon them, how should I evaluate different situations in my life, what should be my goal of life. That wisdom of living is knowledge. What we in our Gujarati we call it dapan, wisdom. The wisdom of earning and wisdom of living. some degree of emotional maturity, some degree of cognitive maturity. As I grow, I have more matured goals. And as I grow, I relate to others as an adult. Often, especially with our parents, with our spouse, we tend to relate as a child. The child is still there within. And when you learn to relate as an adult, that is Santana Lakshmi, Graha Lakshmi. This eightfold wealth we seek on Dhanatrayodashi. That is a day we pray to the Lord, oh Lord, give me all this eightfold wealth. And they say, what is the first and the foremost wealth? They say, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhana. That's healthy body is the first wealth. All other wealth becomes futile or valueless if you don't have a healthy body. So this is a day when Lord Dhanvantari, the first Ayurveda Acharya, who revealed the Ayurveda, was born. There is a story of ocean churning, Samudra Manthanam, and Dhanvantari came with Amrita Kalasha. He came with a pot of nectar. And then the second part of the story is Devas and Danavas fought for the nectar and Mohini deluded. And then they ran with the nectar and few drops fell at 4 places where the Kumbh Mela takes place. But then health itself is nectar. You know, after 40s and 50, to have good health is a nectar. So Dhanvantari was manifesting, it's a Vishnu Avatara. Lord Narayana himself came as an Dhanvantari on Trayodashi day. On Chaturdashi, yesterday, as per the Hindu calendar, it's a lunar calendar. On Chaturdashi, there is a story that Lord Krishna had killed a demon called Narakasura. He had held some women captive. As per the story, 16,000 women were held captive by that Asura. And Lord killed him and released all these women from his captivity. And that day, that this demon, while dying, sought a boon, blessings from the Lord. Let this day of my death be celebrated by humanity. That means symbolizing, let the Asura may be destroyed. On yesterday, we do some puja. That's a prayer so that the demon within us is destroyed. There is a whole chapter. There is no demon within us as such. There are demon outside. But then demonical qualities. Asuri Sampatti. There is 16th chapter of Gita which talks of divine qualities and demonical qualities. May I be free from these qualities, these values, these emotions. They are called demonical because it keeps me away from myself. It takes away the peace of the mind. It keeps me restless, dissatisfied. So killing them implies that I become free from these qualities. And today is a Deepavali day. Today is a day. As per the history, I repeat, please note the word history. I don't say mythology. There is a Puranic story of Dhanvantari. There is a Puranic story of Narakasura. But then Ramayana and Mahabharata are history of Bharatavarsha. It's not mythology. Though the character Krishna appears in Bhagavatam Puran, but he is not mythological character. Krishna is historical character. Rama is a historical character. And what all Rama did is a history. True, Valmiki ji or our Tulsidas ji or Kambar, any Ramayana writer, might have taken some liberty in describing those episodes, But that there was a Rama, that there was a Dasharatha and these three wives and all four brothers and Sita ji and she being kidnapped and all that, that is fact. It's a story. So historical fact is after killing Ravana and after giving away the kingdom to Vibhishana, putting him on the throne, the day Lord Rama returned to Ayodhya was this day, Deepavali. So out of celebration, out of welcome, they lighted the lamps in the whole city of Ayodhya. Incidentally, today, with our government at center and UP BJP government and one of us, Swami being the chief minister, they have lighted some 1,25,000 lamps in Ayodhya. Some Guinness Book of Record, they have made it. This to the whole Ayodhya is lit with those lamps. You know? Lighting a lamp means a prayer for knowledge. So today, Lord Rama he came back to Ayodhya, and from tomorrow he ascended the throne, and then tomorrow onward there is Ramarajya. That is a new year. One of these days in the south, they do Yamadiparada. That festival is missing in the north. There is some story also, mythological. One king had a son and he was supposed to die on the 16th, after completing 16 years. And his wife was a Pativrata, very devoted lady. And she performed penance at night, keeping the lamp on and propitiating Lord Yama, the Lord of Death. So they do Yamadiparadhana. So may we be saved from the jaws of the death, jaws of dukkha, unpleasant situations, unhappiness, etc. And Deepavali day is also day when Lakshmiji appeared, when they did Samudra Manthanam, churning of the ocean, Dhanvantari manifested, and then Lakshmiji came. So the real wealth is this wealth. That is why they celebrate Deepavali festivities with lighting the lamp. All these days, you'll find often in our homes, of course, nowadays, especially in metros, it is missing because apartment culture and all that. Our media is setting the agenda that you should have pollution-free Deepavali and noise-free, etc. So people don't light up lamps and firecrackers and all that. But traditionally, the whole night, the cracker sound will be there, noise, and there will be lamps. They keep the lamps lighted all the night. And during these 3 days, all three Devis are propitiated. Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati is invoked on this. On Dwadashi day, it is called Vagbaras, but it is called Vakbaras. The Dwadashi, 12th day of Vani Devi, Saraswati, and then Trayodashi is Lakshmi Upasana, and Chaturdashi is Durga Upasana. And of course, today, Rama, Lakshmi Narayan Upasana is done today. So there is a festivity, but festivity is backed by prayers. There are prayers and a lot of feeding, a lot of punya karmas. These festivities are characterized by dhanam, they give away. So, especially that custom is still there. The business houses or industrialist or even a shopkeeper, all that, on this day they give money and gifts and distribute sweet to all the staff members and make that festival as a day of charity. So that is also religious. Lord Krishna tells this in Gita, Yagno Dhanam Tapaschaiva, Nat Tyajyam Karyameva. Three things must not be given up. One is Yagna, second is Tapa, and third is Dana. The rituals and the penance, life of discipline and Dhanam, attitude of giving. One should become a contributor throughout the life. That should never be given up. So these days, people give charity. People perform puja. Most of you who are in North America, just visit those temples. There will be so many pujas. There is a system that you pay $10 or $15. Panditji will perform your puja. So they ask them to perform puja, at least tomorrow, and they give charity on the day. So this is Deepavali. And one cultural form we have is before Diwali, we clean the house. It's a house cleaning. Externally, it is clean, but we have to do internal cleaning. The things, as you live a life, you end up collecting the things, gathering the things in your home. You keep receiving so many things daily. Some of them you immediately discard and you return it back. Some of them you use it up. And some of them, neither discarded nor used, gets and remains in the home. So the lady of the home, before Diwali will clean the house. Whatever is not necessary will be given away. Thought necessary got collected, or without thinking also got collected for a want of time. That has been cleared. And today it is easy for me to explain to the Western people or the people who are not born in India. It is like your mobile. Every day you keep receiving mails and WhatsApp and Facebook and things, all kinds of things. See, those days when the first mobile came, 1 GB, 2 GB was a big thing. And look at it, from there 8 GB, 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 GB, 256 GB. iPhone 10 was 256, and I don't know, 11 maybe something more. But still it is less because you don't clean up the mobile. You don't clean up your email account. Things get accumulated in the account. You feel it is useful. Sometimes you like, therefore you keep it. But you never have time to use that again, Some good sentence, some good video, you hold it on. But never use it. Similarly, things come. What comes, I just now told you, you have to interact with the world outside. Interaction with people and relatives and the friends and the co-workers and traffic, and nowadays you have to relate with the national news, and especially our non-resident Indians have to relate the Indian news also. What Modi did and what Amit Shah did and what other minister did and what Donald did and what Argentina or Japanese president, prime minister did. Everything you have to relate. All these relations, connections, don't leave a sweet memory behind. Most of the interactions, most of the connections leave behind pain, bitterness, hurt, unhappiness, anger, irritation, dissatisfaction, sometimes frustration. All this is left behind. Sometimes happiness is also left behind. And all these things get accumulated here. They form, as they call it, unconscious. Those accumulated things, I myself don't have time to look at it. The life has become so fast that something boss said, he responded there and for 2 minutes and then got busy into project and then driving at home. It is there pending. Then our spouse said, then the children said, some news came. All these things, dirt and the filth is collected daily. And what happens? As I said, sometimes when the mobile is almost full of memory, it gets jammed. The mobile is held there. So also you get hold. When you get hold, when you sit for meditation, when you are alone in the flight, when you are on a seashore or in a hotel, alone, staying in a hotel, nobody there around, or do some japa, all this filth come out, all the dirt come out. And that experience, though should be pleasant, becomes painful. Because that irritation came out, dissatisfaction came out, anger came out, hurt came out, pain came out, everything comes out. Like, the fellow, some of farmers, they work in a mud and the dirt and never bath or nor change. So every day it piles up. And where the time goes, you don't know. So, but suddenly fellow discovers himself or herself to be 50, suddenly finds himself to be relatively free at home because children have gone away. And those time, unprocessed, those things come out. And those time, even though they are two only, they should live happily, but then different values, different ideas, different attitude to family and money and position and life keeps creating conflict. And that is a dirt which I myself do not want. That is a garbage. In the Western world, you have garage sale. Here, without sale, also, if somebody wants free giveaway, it has to be processed. And that Diwali should be introspection, where I process this out. I release myself from all those unnecessary accumulation, unnecessary piled up things. I keep my mobile clean. I keep my email account clean. Unnecessary posts are deleted once and for all. There is a space available. All this jam the mind, and the fellow becomes judgmental. Thereafter, after some time, he or she relates with the word, person, or situation with that background. So he goes with a preconceived notion, prejudices. There is no space to be objective. So when you clear your mind, there is a space. When there is a space, you can be non-judgmental in relating, and that non-judgmental person alone can be objective. Yeah, that person is like some people are very particular about time. Two of them, they have to go to airport. This fellow often goes there, so he takes it easy. The other person goes rarely or whatever reason, anxiety, let's go to airport, let's go to airport. And then this fellow tells, don't shout before, then he makes a condition, before going, while booking ticket. Yeah, I'm booking, don't shout. You have a habit of making all shouts and noise and tension before. We'll go only 2 hours ahead, blah, blah, blah. Judgment takes the person as that only. So that these memories are not simply stored. This memory color the ego. The individual is colored by this memory, biased. And that's how he or she starts looking at the world, people and situation. That is dukkha. That is a garbage that one has to throw. And as I said, this throwing happens when we have a home. Gruham. Home means prayer. One should have habit of praying daily. Some japa, some puja. In fact, our architecture, Hindu architecture, house architecture, always involve a prayer room. Like modern architect has kitchen area and they call it space. Architect means creating space. Create a dining space and kitchen space and storeroom space and drawing room space and master bedroom space and wardrobe space and bathroom space and children bedroom space and guest bedroom space, and we always had a prayer room space. There was a place where the whole room area was allotted for prayers. I grew up in the tradition where we were supposed to do some japa and puja before starting anything from the day. Soon after the bath, you have to do that. And you have to take bath in the morning only. When I say soon after the bath, I find modern English school children take bath in the afternoon, evening, night. No way. Wake up, get up, finish the daily chore, finish the bath, and straight with a fresh cloth, go to prayer. And each one was given, assigned some prayer. The japa is the best means for this. Therefore, the day the child went for study, brahmacharya, Yagnopavitam was given, Gayatri mantra was given to women also. You are supposed to do this japa thrice a day. And that is the wings of processing out this garbage. Second is seva, attitude of giving, Guru seva. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. May you know this through service, seva. Means contributing to the humanity, totality, to all living beings, and doing seva to my teacher. So, these are two. Then seva also involves contributory attitude, means for giving away the filth. But as I told in the beginning, things come to you. Some of them you discard right there and there. Some of them use it and throw it away, finish it. Only few get back in the home, get collected. So the best way not to let this thing happen, not the load or the filth or the garbage to be there in my home, is satsanga, study. When you study, you learn a proper way of relating to the world. Though it is Brahma Vidya, it is Yoga Shastra also. Teaching involves education regarding the nature of the things and beings, and education regarding your attitude. It brings about attitudinal change. Small thing becomes small, and big thing become big. Otherwise, bigs are small and small things are big. So, studying Shastra, Shravana, and then doing Manana and Nididhyasana helps one to grow, prevents one from acquiring or accumulating all the filth or the dirt that comes and stays within, and the personality becomes thinking personality, dissatisfied, disgruntled individual, and later on dissatisfied with himself or herself, always complaining, always asking others to do this and do that, and always proving himself or herself as Mr. or Miss Right. I am always right. You should be doing this. You should be doing all that. Is take it easy. That capacity comes by studying the Shastra. And not simply listening to Shastra, the Shravana should be followed by Mananam. What is Mananam? I internalize. I look at myself and I try to own up. I challenge my prejudices. I challenge my previous knowledge. I challenge my notions. And in the light of new knowledge, in the light of new teaching, if necessary, I give them up. I disown them. And then I adopt to this new perspective, new vision of life, that which I received from my teacher, that I change. I keep changing and keep developing objectivity in life. I keep learning to be objective. And as I said, objective is a person who takes the things as they are. What is subjectivity? Imputing extra value, imputing subjective likes and dislikes, imputing subjective importance on all of that. That is called subject. Actually, like when all of us were children, we had imputed extra value to our toys, to our dolls. And people have seen, even the grown-up people have a value for teddy bear. My teddy bear, there is a special teddy bear of the one, and if teddy bear children take away the teddy bear, there is argument in the home. This is all subjective. So, being objective, that is yoga, shastra. So when you are objective, those kinds of memories, unpleasantries, dissatisfaction or non-acceptance or irritation or hurt or sometimes guilt or sometimes anger, sometimes jealousy, all those don't arise at all. And when they don't arise, there is no question of getting stored. And when they're not stored, no question of processing. So, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, in a way, helps one. So, three things. One, regular prayers, japa preferably, if not puja, if you can't. Second, seva, Guru seva, Shastra seva, elders, Pitru Deva, Matru Deva. I do seva to my parents, to my teachers, to my elders, etc., society, nation, and then I become a contributor. And the third is regularly studying the Shastra, regularly looking upon myself, analyzing my belief system, analyzing my notions, analyzing my judgments, my values again. And then that after now, and then look at them in the light of new knowledge and the capacity to give up if I find them improper, that helps to be free from that, that dirt and the filth. That is a right Diwali. And that is a right Happy New Year. That makes you happy. But there is a space there. And when there is a space, you are happy, you are relaxed, happy with yourself. And since I'm happy with myself, I can be happy with the world outside. I can be happy with the people with whomsoever I have to relate. Since I accept myself, I learn to accept others also as they are. And when there is acceptance, there are limitations. There is some kind of misbehavior. I accept it. It doesn't create a reaction in terms of irritation and anger and injustice and nothing comes in. You just take it as it is. That is a freedom and that is a Happy New Year. Happy New Year. See, we wish each other Happy New Year. And New Year comes and goes without wishing also. And wishing you don't become happy. You have to be happy by cleansing the mind, cleansing of all those unresolved, undigested, unaccepted reactions which are there pending in the mind. Deleting unnecessary memories, like mobile, deleting those unwanted mails, like the email account, and that leads you to happiness. I wish you that kind of happiness. May you be happy with yourself. May you accept yourself with limitations. So what? And may you have an opportunity and a commitment, both I have to tell, to study Shastra Shravana Manandhyasana. May Lord help me to have classes regularly, because without any break, and may you also commit regularly studying after listening, writing notes and connecting with yourself. With this, blessings and prayers for you. Namaste to all of you. Happy New Year to all of you.
Yes,
Okay.
Swamiji.